I came home from a 10-day work trip to find my boat missing from its slip. Not stolen, not towed, not damaged in a storm, borrowed without a single phone call. A single text, a single word by my HOA president, Patricia Vance, who had decided that my 22-foot pontoon boat was the perfect centerpiece for the welcome summer party she threw in the community while I was 800 miles away. I found out when my neighbor Gregory sent me a photo at 4:47 in the afternoon. In it, Patricia is standing at the helm of my boat in the middle of the lake, wearing a sun hat, holding a cocktail, laughing at something off camera, while 5 or 6 people I barely recognized lounged across the seats I had just reupholstered the previous spring. I stared at that photo for a long time. I was standing in an airport terminal. Then Gregory sent me a second photo. 2 United States Coast Guard officers were boarding that boat in the middle of the lake, and in the photo, Patricia Vance was no longer smiling. Subscribe on HOA Drama Neighbor right now. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I bought my home in the Whispering Pines community 7 years ago, specifically because of the water access. Each waterfront and near waterfront homeowner has a slip assignment that is recorded in the deed and governed by a separate marina use agreement. My boat is a 2019 Crestliner pontoon, 22 feet Tritoon configuration. I paid for it outright. Patricia Vance became HOA president 18 months before any of this happened. She ran unopposed, which should tell you something about community morale. She had personally hand-delivered warning letters to 7 homeowners, including me, for what she called dock clutter. When she fined me for the flagpole, I produced the written approval from the prior president, the permit from the county, and the HOA's own architectural guidelines. Gregory texted me a photo in one line. "You need to see this." She had set up tables on the dock, hired a catering service, and apparently decided that taking a few groups of guests out on the lake would be a nice touch. She had cut the bow cover loose, removed the steering wheel lock using what Gregory described as some kind of tool she brought from her car. She had taken my boat out on the lake with a party full of people, at least 2 of whom were visibly drinking alcohol. I called Gregory immediately. Then I called my maritime attorney. Unauthorized operation of a registered vessel is not a civil matter. It is a criminal matter. Gregory made the call. 22 minutes after Gregory's call, the second photo arrived. 2 Coast Guard officers in an inflatable patrol craft had pulled alongside my pontoon on the open water. The Coast Guard had boarded my boat and conducted an on-water safety inspection. They found no life jackets accessible on deck. The operator, Patricia Vance, was unable to produce proof of boating safety certification. When they asked whose vessel it was, she said it was a community boat. One of the officers asked for the vessel registration. It was in the locked document box, which Patricia did not have the key to. I answered from an airport gate in North Carolina, identified myself as the registered owner, confirmed that I had not authorized anyone to use my vessel. I landed the next afternoon. A printed violation notice had been placed in my mailbox, fining me $150 for unattended dock equipment, creating a safety hazard. Patricia's voicemail was 3 minutes and 40 seconds long. She did not apologize. I saved the voicemail to 3 separate cloud backups and forwarded the transcript to my attorney. The next morning, I inspected my boat. The bow cover had been relaced unevenly with 2 of the snaps in the wrong grommets. Then my attorney sent a letter to the HOA board via certified mail with return receipt requested. The letter also stated clearly that the $150 fine notice appeared to be retaliatory in nature and would be included as an exhibit in any subsequent legal proceeding. The HOA board had 14 days to respond. They responded in 6. The board acknowledged that the use of my vessel had been improper. They withdrew the $150 fine notice. Patricia was not removed from the board, but 3 months later, when the annual board election came around, 4 homeowners ran against the existing slate. The results were not close. I simply made sure that the incident report summary, the board's written acknowledgement, and the new dock policy were all available in the Community Shared Document folder. My boat is back in slip 28. The steering lock has been replaced. Just in case anyone ever needs a reminder of what happens when you touch something that doesn't belong to you.